Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter, and welcome to day 6 of my 12 days of Christmas projects, where I'm bringing you 12 easy projects to put you to get you ready for the Christmas season. So today's project is this quick and easy little Christmas card. It's one of those that I like to have a few of them on the side, ready for when someone visits and you've forgotten to make them a card. So very simple little card, but very similar to some of the ones that I've seen in the shops with the craft card and everything. So to make the wreath on the front of the card, it's very, very simple, but a little bit fiddly. I will warn you of that. I'm using some music paper. So this is an old, as you can see, 1997, an old music score, and it's all Christmas carols and Christmas hymns. So all I've done is taken one of the pages out and cut it up into 8 pieces of 8x4 papers. And you can do this with anything: newspapers, magazines, book pages, even brown paper bags if you like. Anything will work like this, and you can do it in different sizes as well, as long as the side is half of the length. So you could do this in 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters, or even 12 centimeters by 6 centimeters, or you could even do that in inches. So if you wanted to know what size in inches these are, they are a little over 3 inches, so 3 1/8 by 1 and just over 1 1/2, so 1 1/16, to make it half. So taking your paper, what I tend to do is I'll have a look and see which is the prettiest side. As you can see on this one, there's a big gap there, but on this side you've got some nice music notes and music score. So very simply, because I want this on the inside, I'm going to fold it in half like that. Then I'm going to fold it in half that way, keeping the pretty side on the outside. Then I'm going to open it up again so that I've got my open end there, and then I'm going to bring in these corners and fold them all the way down like that. Then I'm going to fold them in half, and using my bone folder I'm just going to reinforce those folds. And what you've done now is you've created 2 little pockets in your fold. So there we go, look. So you've got a little pocket there and a little pocket there, and I'll show you how we're going to use those in a minute. Let me just do the fold for you one more time just so you see. So again, looking, that's rather boring. That one's got some nice music score. So this is the end I want on the outside. So I'm going to fold it in half, fold it in half again. I can reinforce as I go if I want to. I'm going to open it out, and making sure that that's the open side, I'm going to bring that corner in and then bring this corner in, creating those pockets, and then I'm going to fold it back in half again like that. And I'm going to do that 8 times until I've got 8 pieces of folded paper that look like that, and just reinforce all of those scores again, those score lines, or folds should I say, because I haven't scored, have I? I've folded. So, and try and be as consistent as you can when you are folding, particularly when you're folding these corners here. Okay, so you're going to grab your first piece, and having it so that the corner, so that point is at that end, we're going to then take another piece and we're going to have it at that angle, guys. So let me show you. So it's at that angle. Let me do it, try and do it upside down for you. So it's at that angle, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these points into those pockets that we looked at earlier. So just, it is a bit fiddly, guys, so I am warning you. So just slide them in, don't push them all the way in just yet. We will do in a bit, but not just yet, because if we push them all the way in, it gets really challenging. Then holding where they join, going to bring the next one in and put it into the pockets on this one. So just very carefully push them in like that. Don't push it all the way just yet. And you're going to carry on doing that all the way round. So I'm going to have to turn it up a little, move it a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, guys. Okay, but I'm trying to make sure that you can see how I'm building my wreath. So again, and I'm holding that one because that one makes sure that everyone, all the others that I'm tucking in, stay in place. So this is why it's so fiddly, because if you let go of this one, especially now, they'll all fall out. So that's another one. So turning around, and this is also why you don't want to push them all in, because you need a little bit of wiggle room with your pages. So just sliding another one, doing exactly the same, turning it round, bring that one up, and then when you get to the end, it's easier to hold that one to the back and push this one forward so you can get at them. So I'm just pushing that one in and then turning it one more time, and I'm going to push this one in. Just let me get that. There we go. Now then, you're going to open it up very carefully and push the points of the first one into the pockets of the last one, just like we have before, but it's the first and last one. And this can get very fiddly, and it becomes easier with practice. Okay, so once you've got that in, you can then begin to manipulate it into your wreath shape. So just pushing it in, guys, as you turn it round, and just until you get to the shape that you're happy with. Okay, almost there. And when you're happy, which is about there, then grab your glue. It helps if you've got a one of those little narrow on the back. So I'm going to flip it over. So I'm going to use, now I've got to decide which I want to use as the front and which I want to use as the back. So, decisions. So I think I'm going to go with that as the front. So I'm now going to bring this in, and I'm going to just put a little bit of glue just behind all of them, so I'm going to slide in down there, just put a little tiny bit of glue, because that's just going to hold it for me while I build my card. Okay, so nearly, let's get in there. So I'm building my card, building my wreath. Might have already gone round here, but hey ho, there we go. Okay, right, just going to manipulate that until I'm absolutely sure I'm happy before it dries. Okay, so when you got to that stage, I'm going to bring in my card now. There we go, pop that to one side, and I'm going to bring in my card. So I'm using a craft card base, which I'm going to just pop in, and I've also got a piece of, this is 15.5 by 15 piece, and that's going to be my insert. I'm going to pop that to one side for now. I'm going to bring my ruler back in, and I'm just going to mark using my pencil, just going to mark the middle. So there we go, there's my 8. So this is 16 centimeters, and there's my 8 right there. So I'm going to bring in my hole punch, and I'm just going to push that down and hover over that that point. Thank you. Just pop it there. Thank you. And so we've got a little hole there. If you haven't got one of those punches, then by all means use something like a dowel just to push through. Okay, so now I want a little bit of baker's twine. I'm going to cut a piece off, and I'm going to bring my wreath back in and decide what I want for the top and what I want for the bottom. So I'm going to use that as the top, and I'm going to now secure my baker's twine around it. So the glue's grabbed, so that's good. So I'm just going to pop that through and loop it onto there. Whoops. Thought I'd done the fiddly bits. Okay, so I'm going to get my dowel. Probably would start flipping drilling now, wouldn't I? Oh, honestly. Okay, I'm going to keep going, guys. Hopefully he's only doing a little bit. So, no, I haven't gone through at all. Totally distracted by his drilling. Let me just... Oh, gosh. It's been a long day today at work, and I'm just all fingers and thumbs. So, not the best project to be doing when you're all fingers and thumbs. So there we go. So I've pulled that through like that. So then I'm going to poke it through that hole. So just hold it over the hole and push it through like that. Okay, that's done it. And then it's just a case of deciding how long you want that to dangle. So I think about there should do. So I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm simply just going to put some sellotape on there, guys. Now you can cover it if you want. You can put a sticker or a star, or anything you want on there, but do you know what, I'm just leaving it like that. You see them on some Christmas cards like that that you buy in the shop, so I'm happy to leave it just like that. So, but as I said, if you want to, you can cover that over with something. Now, up to you whether you want to leave it dangling or whether you want to grab some glue and just put a little bit of glue on the back of your paper wreath. So I'm going to put a little bit, just a couple of little dots on there. Then I'm going to let it fall. So I'll stand it up and let go, see where it falls, and that should be about the middle because I measured that for my hole. Just push that down. And last thing on here is, oops, I'm going to stamp. Now I'm using my white ink, which I don't always trust, but I do think it looks nice on the craft card, so I'm going to try it. I'll be honest with you, I've done white ink pads before, and even when they're juicy they don't always stamp very well, but I'm going to give it a go, and if it doesn't work I can always mat and layer over the top of it. I've also got my white gel pen at the ready just in case. So I've got that flat. I'm going to hover over the middle and I'm going to line that up and push it down. So there we go, making sure all of that stamp has contact and hoping for the best. Okay, it's a little bit smudgy, so I'm going to bring my... You can, if you've got really nice writing, you can just use your gel pen. I don't like my handwriting. I think most people don't. But if you have got nice writing, do give it a go using the gel pen. HT. I may end up cutting some card and going over that because it's a little bit smudged on the bright. So all I'll do is get some red card and cut it to size and get a little bit of craft card, matte and layer it, and then try stamping again. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my insert, which I've already stamped. Let's have a look. And I'm just going to put some glue down the side there. I do like to have them free when I put the inserts in. So there we go. Let's put that down. And I'm really not happy with that merry and bright. So I'm going to see if I've got some red card, guys. Bear with me while I have some there. So there's some red, and we have craft card somewhere. Let me see. Wasn't going to do this, but that has stamped. Not stamped very well at all, has it? No, that's the wrong colour. Oh, from the craft card, it comes in all different shades, doesn't it? That's too light. That's about it, I think. Let's pop that down there, out the way, and open this. Right, I don't want to leave the project half finished or looking unfinished. So let's grab a sheet of craft card and a sheet of red. Now then, let's have a look. That's the thing, it's only paper, and you know what, you can fix it. So should we go with a piece that's 8 by 2.5? What do you think? 8 by 2.5. Now I'm going to bring in, this is probably going to be the first time you've seen this trimmer, but this is probably the best buy I've ever had. It was I think £3 at a car booth about 10 years ago, and here how sharp that blade is. It's absolutely brilliant. The only thing is, it's a bit of a, if you're going for the smaller pieces, you know, the smaller sizes, then it can be a bit difficult to judge. Let me just double check that that's measured up right. Okay, so if that's 8, I'm going to cut this at 7.5. So that's 7.5, and that was 2.5. So I'm going to do this one at 2, and hope that my stamp will fit in it. Right, now do I try again with the white, or do I go for black? What do you guys think? I'm keen to try the white again. Let me just double check to see that it will fit. Yeah, that will fit. Okay, let's try again. As I said, the white can be. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because it's a different sort of an ink pigment, but I have got several ink pads, and all of them I've had the same problems with. If you've got a white ink pad that you feel or you think is really good and stamps really well without these sorts of problems, do let me know in the box below, because I'd really like to get hold of a good I mean, that one wasn't cheap. That was over £5 at the okay, that's better. That's better, but they always seem very... Oh, anyway. I don't know whether to try the other side and just say, give that a minute to dry. or whether to just go with it. Let's just go with it this time. And any touching up I can do with my gel pen. It's not as bad as my first impression on the actual card was. So just a bit of glue on the back, do some matting and layering, pop that on there. It's a bit wet, so I'm going to be very delicate and not go over the actual ink, the stamp impression, if I can help it. When I push down, I'm going to use that just to make sure I've pushed down in all the right areas, because I don't want to put my fingers too close to that ink and smudge it even more. Okay, bring it in. So that's where I made my boo-boo. Let's pop that on. Bit of glue on the back. So there's nothing, you know, slap a flower or a butterfly on is the thing, isn't it? There's nothing you can't fix, or if you really can't, if it's beyond, then you can just chuck it in the bin because it's only paper. There you go. That's better. I'll probably touch up that bright with my gel pen. So anyway, so there you go. There's two different versions of the same card, one much plainer than the other, but useful to have in your stash. Okay guys, actually I quite like it with the red now I look at it. I do quite like the red. Maybe I'll do the rest like that from now on. Okay guys, I'll speak to you later. Take care. Bye for now.